la clase. Hoy vamos a hablar sobre estar, sentirse, y tener. Okay, today what we're doing, we're going to talk about estar, sentirse, and tener. I hope you all are learning a lot while you are on your first NTI day. Good luck. Hope it all goes well. Okay, so talking about ser and estar. So we have ser. You use ser to tell what people and things normally are like. Remember we talked about this. Ser is typically used with permanent things, things that don't change. Remember that the doctor acronym: description, occupation, characteristic, time, origin, and relationship. Doctor. Use estar with adjectives describing mental and physical states or conditions. Estar is not permanent. These things can change very quickly. So ser, permanent; estar, not permanent. You can think of the acronym place, position, location, and so on. Or you can remember the rhyme, how you feel and where you are. That is when you use estar. So this unit, we're talking about daily routine and health and wellness. So when you're talking about how you feel physically, like if you're sick, sad, tired, all those things, you're going to use estar rather than ser. Okay, so when we're working with estar, we need to review how to conjugate it. So we have our first example here. Yo blank enfermo. To conjugate estar, it's like a normal verb, but you add accent marks except in the yo form. In the yo form, rather than it just being esto, you need to add your y. Yo estoy enfermo. I am sick. You're not sick forever, that's why it's just estar rather than ser. Our second example, tu blank triste. To conjugate a verb, remember your step 1 is to take off your AR. Step 2, identify your subject. Our subject here is tu, so it needs to go into the tu form. Step 3, you add on your new ending, so it becomes estás. And remember this A gets an accent mark. Tu estás triste. You are sad. All right, next one. We have the vosotros form. Remember, vosotros is used only in Spain, and it gets the conjugation ice on the end for an AR verb. So, for the verb estar, following our steps, I'll take off my AR. My subject is vosotros. Now I need to add on my new ending, estáis. You all, or y'all, y'all good, or are you all good? So remember, vosotros is the informal plural form of tu. The formal would be usted and then ustedes. Unless you're outside of Spain, ustedes is formal and informal. So keep that in mind. We only see vosotros in Spain. Moving on to our next example, we have ella blank muy mal. I'm going to conjugate my verb. I take off my AR. Now I need to add on my new ending, which is an A with an accent mark. Ella está muy mal. She is very bad. She is very bad. Nosotros. Nosotros means we. So, take off my AR, add on amos because it's an AR verb in the nosotros form. Remember, nosotros forms do not get accent marks. Nosotros estamos enojados. We are angry. We are angry. Ustedes blank aburridos. Ustedes meaning you all. Formal if you're in Spain, or informal or formal if you're everywhere else in the Spanish-speaking world. So ustedes blank aburridos. You're going to take off your AR and add on AN with an accent because it's ustedes. So están aburridos. So it's a question. So ustedes están aburridos. Are you all bored? And that is our quick recap of Estar. All right, so you have ser and Estar. Now moving on, let's look at these examples. So, mi amigo es joven. My friend is young. That is permanent. Or a description. It's not necessarily permanent, but it doesn't change over a short period of time. So, he is young. My friend is young. That is a characteristic. That is his description. But está muy cansado. He's very tired. This is a state of being, which is why it gets estar. All right. Sentirse. Like estar, sentirse, meaning to feel, can be used with adverbs, bien or mal, or with adjectives to describe mental or physical states, and it's an E to IE stem change. So, to say how you're feeling, as far as a physical or mental state, you can use sentirse. All right, now let's look at these examples with the verb sentirse, to feel. Remember, sentirse and estar can be used kind of interchangeably when you're talking about how you feel as far as a physical state of being. So, when we see this say, we know that it is going to be a reflexive verb. So, remember, when I'm conjugating a reflexive verb, I take the say, I put it in front, I change it to match my subject, and then conjugate the verb like normal. So, we have yo. Yo sentirse enfermo. So I'm going to take off the say, I'm going to put it in front. So yo say, but that doesn't match. The say needs to change to may. So yo may, now I need to conjugate my verb. Remember, sentirse is a stem changing verb. It gets an E to IE stem change. So the second E, or the only E rather, is going to change to an IE when you conjugate it. So I take off my IR, I'm left with this. This E needs to change to IE, and then I add on my yo form ending. So when I rewrite this in the blank, yo me siento enfermo. I feel sick. So, if I used estar, yo estoy enfermo, that means I am sick. Using sentirse means I feel sick. All right, the to form. To blank triste. Remember, step 1, you take off the say and you put it in front. But say doesn't go with the to form. It needs to change to te. So to, te. Now I need to conjugate my verb. I take off my IR. I make my stem change, so S-I-E-N-T. Now I need to add on my IR to form ending, which is ES. To te sientes triste. You feel sad. You feel sad. Not you are sad, you feel sad. All right, the vosotros form. Step 1, take off my SE and I put it in front. So I have say, but that doesn't match the vosotros form. To match the vosotros form, I need to change the say to os. My pronoun for vosotros is os. Then I need to conjugate it in the vosotros form. You do not stem change. It does not stem change. So I take off my IR. I'm left with my stem, no stem change. And then I add on my new ending, which is IS. Vosotros os sentís bien? Are you all feeling good? Are you all feeling good? The next one, our next example, ella blank muy mal. So, step 1, take off my SE and I put it in front. Now, this time, say does not need to change because it's in the ella or ella usted form. So, say gets to stay this time. Now I need to conjugate my verb. This time, it does have a stem change because it's not in the vosotros or nosotros form. So when I go to write my verb, S-I-E, because it's an E to I-E stem change, N-T, now it's an IR verb, so I need to add on my new ending, which is an E. Ella se siente muy mal. She is feeling very bad. My next example, nosotros. Just like vosotros, the nosotros form does not receive a stem change. It stays the same. So, step 1 to conjugate, I need to put my say in front. And now I need to change my say. The pronoun, your reflexive pronoun in the nosotros form is nos, N-O-S. Nos, and then we need to change our verb. So I take off my IR. I do not put in a stem change, so my stem is S-E-N-T. Now it's an IR verb, so I need to add on I-M-O-S, imos. Nosotros sentimos enojados. We feel angry. We feel angry. In my last example, ustedes. So, I need to take my say and I put it in front. This time, just like in the el ella usted form, in the ellos ellas ustedes form, the say gets to stay. Say is my reflexive pronoun for ustedes, so it stays. Now I need to conjugate sentir. It does get the stem change. So my stem is S-I-E-N-T, and I need to add on my new ending for an IR verb, which is en. So, ustedes se sienten aburridos? Are you all bored? Or are you all feeling bored? And that's a quick overview of how to conjugate sentirse. All right, looking at sentirse in the chart. So, first you have your subject, yo. Then I get my reflexive pronoun. In the yo form, my reflexive pronoun is me, and then I conjugate the verb siento. So yo me siento. The next subject, tú. My reflexive pronoun is te, and then my verb sientes. So tú te sientes. Yo me siento, tú te sientes. My next one, usted, él, ella. Usted, remember, is you formal. El, he, ella, she. So usted se siente. Se, my reflexive pronoun. Siente, my verb. So usted se siente, you feel. El or ella se siente, he or she feels. My next one, nosotros. Nosotros meaning we, my pronoun nos, and then sentimos. If you notice, these ones got the stem change, e to ie. This one did not. Nosotros nos sentimos. Vosotros, remember vosotros is only in Spain, meaning you all informal. So vosotros, my pronoun is os, and then sentís. Vosotros os sentís. Vosotros did not get a stem change either. And then I have ustedes. Remember, ustedes is you all, formal or informal, in every country except for Spain. So my pronoun, or my subject, ustedes, my pronoun is se. It's the same pronoun as my one over here. They get the same pronoun. So ustedes se sienten. It gets the stem change. Ustedes se sienten. Ellos se sienten. Ellas se sienten. All right, here are examples. Nos sentimos cansados. We feel tired. Cansado, tired. Remember, if it's a group of all girls, the O needs to change to an A. So, nos sentimos cansados. Or rather, cansadas for all girls. We feel tired. Over here, no se sienten bien. They don't feel well. So, to make it negative, to say how someone does not feel, all you do is add no in front. All right, these expressions use tener with a noun to describe a mental or physical state. We have already seen this before. We've seen it with age. Age is a physical state of being. Yo tengo blank años. Tú tienes 15 años, and so on. We've seen it a few other times like this too. We've seen tener expressions before. Let's look at these ones. So, tener frío, to be cold. Tener calor, to be hot. Tener miedo, to be afraid. Tener sueño, to be sleepy. So, all these expressions use tener. You've seen tener before with expressions like tengo hambre, I'm hungry, tengo sed, I'm thirsty. You've already seen this. These are just some more tener phrases. All right, now that we've had our quick recap of estar, sentirse, and tener, what I would like you to do is go through and complete the activities on today's assignment sheet. So you can find that in the announcements page on Canvas. Remember that if you have any questions, you can email me on my school email. You can email me directly through Canvas, or if you are super stuck, we can schedule a video conference where you can talk to me live. So if you need help, please reach out. Remember, don't use a translator. If you get really stuck, ask me.